born with an innovative gene, but rather they are a product of a specific set of skills, ideally nurtured from a very young age. Granted, I'm an Israeli mother, so perhaps I'm a bit biased, but I think the answer to why Israel is such a laboratory of innovation and entrepreneurship begins with the way Israelis raise their children. From the moment they can raise their heads, we encourage our sons and daughters to explore the world around them, freely and without fear of constraint, which is much easier said than done. I realized when I had my first son, Jonathan, that while I couldn't expect not to worry about him, what I could do was not pass that anxiety and fear onto my son. What made the decision easier was that I had many moms around me who made the same choice. We saw our role as not just keeping our kids safe or teaching them what we knew, but also fostering in them real independence. Giving my son that gift meant knowing how to get out of his way, letting him fall and explore even when it wasn't totally safe, and when he was ready, helping him process and make meaning of his experiences. What I'm describing is not conditional independence, it is absolute, and it is difficult. This freedom extends and grows as our kids age. It is embedded in our institutions and in our culture. As I'll show in the coming pages, Israel is not a very risk-averse society. Our willingness to make mistakes, and even more important, allow our children to, builds resiliency and creativity, and eventually amazing inventions. Warren Buffett once said, "If you're going to the Middle East to look for oil, you can skip Israel. If you're looking for brains, look no further." Israel has shown that it has a disproportionate amount of brains and energy. Today, Israel has the highest concentration of startups per capita worldwide, with more than one startup for every 2,000 people, which means that Israel, with a population of just over 8 million citizens, a country roughly half the size of Lake Michigan, is home to more than 5,000 Israeli startups, alongside an additional 1,000 mature tech companies. Israel is ranked third out of 138 countries in the World Economic Forum Innovation Rating, boasting a long list of innovations, from cherry tomatoes to drip irrigation, from the first capsule endoscopy solution to the first software for online chat, from the USB flash drive to Waze, a GPS-based geographical navigation application program for smartphones, and so many more. Israel has the globe's highest R&D expenditure in terms of percentage of GDP and leads the OECD in the number of scientists and researchers per number of employees. Since 1966, 12 Israelis have been awarded Nobel Prizes in an array of fields, including chemistry, economics, literature, and peace. A unique example is Professor Ada Yonat of the Weizmann Institute of Science, who was awarded the 2009 Nobel Prize in Chemistry, along with her colleagues Venkatraman Ramakrishnan and Thomas Steitz, for their groundbreaking work on the protein-producing part of the cell known as the ribosome, which led to treatments for leukemia, glaucoma, and HIV, as well as antidepressant medications. Professor Yonat was the first female Israeli Nobel laureate, the first woman from the Middle East to win in a scientific field, and the first woman in 45 years to win the prize for chemistry. This tiny country's inventory of achievements in the tech and entrepreneurship space within but a few decades is long and impressive. Israel attracts more venture capital per capita than any other country in the world, surpassing the United States, Canada, and European strongholds. Despite the challenging geopolitical environment, confidence among investors vis-à-vis Israeli high-tech companies is extremely high, second only to the United States. To date, there are more than 100 venture capital and private equity firms operating in Israel and actively investing in Israeli companies. 85% of these investments come from abroad, mostly the United States, but with growing representation from Asian investors. And as of 2018, Israel has the highest representation of companies listed on NASDAQ, following only the global giants of the United States and China. It also hosts more than 300 multinationals, from Apple to Intel, Facebook and Google, Dropbox and PayPal, who have opened